Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 Plays. Playing Warhammer 40K here by Owlcat Games. Rogue Trader. Oh boy. Big nasty battle. We did get enough points that we're all going to level up. But we're going to do that back on our ship so I can level up the other two people that aren't with me. So we're going to go back to our ship. I was afraid I might have cutscenes and things that I have to talk with. Probably have to talk to... what's his name? Alright, let's go back to the bridge. We've pretty much... there's nothing else I can do here, right? There's nothing else here. So I can't, like, rip it apart for scrap or anything. So let's go back to the bridge. This will be where I get some cutscenes if I'm going to get any. I think. So at my... Now, is there anybody... do I need to talk to Heinrix? I hadn't talked to Heinrix yet. He would be interested in what I just learned, right? Should we go talk to Heinrix? Where are you, Heinrix? Let's go to talk to Heinrix.
To what do I owe this visit?
Everything I must take my leave. Oh, maybe certain. Okay, so there's nothing new in here. Well, it's got a question about the gift to Jay.
Mistress Idira is a dangerous person, and dangerous people like dangerous things. Jai is probably partial to good weapons. She even has a small but enviable collection. Such a gift would not only be practical given her perilous trade, but it would also show that you have taken an interest in her as a person and her tastes. Such demonstrations are very important when dealing with people with whom you would like to curry favor.
Okay. Alright, I thought he might want to talk about the camera stuff that I learned out. Alright, let's check my journal before we update, shall we? I have to go to there. I have to get all my stuff. I can't go back there, they won't let me. Secrets of the Cult. Which I've done that, we have to go here. I have to go there for Jay. Trade Protectorate quests. I have to do things. Then I have to get her a gift. Okay. Who's the one I haven't talked to? Who haven't I talked to him? I talked to him. I talked to her. I didn't talk to him. I don't think that Pasqal would have anything to do, but let's go talk to Pasqal and then we'll level up. Pasqal. See if I have anything to talk to him about the ship. Maybe he will say something new about the ship.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Shims and Road uses a soft synthetic voice fuck system. So there's nothing here. Oh, ask him about Jay.
Given the high status of the unit von Valancius and his services rendered to the Adeptus Mechanicus, perhaps a request for special leniency for the unit Jai Hidari. The sentence of oblivion without sabotorization that is stipulated for her crimes may instead be commuted to immediate redemptive servitude in perpetuus.
He wants to make her into a servitor.
Then, hypothetically, in time she would be able to compensate for a small portion of the sacrileges she has committed against the Omnissiah. It would be a most generous gift. However, this act of mercy is not advisable, for it is undeserved.
He wants to make her a servitude as a gift, but he doesn't advise it because she doesn't deserve it. Okay.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Okay, Pasqal, you're just kind of weird. I can't talk to Abel. Right? I can't really say anything to him. A servant of the Omnissiah who calls himself Abel Heinemann is staring intently at a cottage screen. Just sacred comedians and augments and powerful veiled heads and murmuring servitors. He looks up at you after a lengthy silence. He looks away and says stiffly, "The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all." What are you working on? We catch the soul of the light in the solar wind. We look for the footsteps of the Omnissiah who left in the desert. This is the numeric computation procedure. The depersonalization minds of these machine servants are in a data dream, processing enormous arrays of sorted data and aggregating them. Virtually all results of such synthesis are scrap data, but occasionally we have noted coincidences whose exactness defied logic. Okay. It is an extremely rare and venerated form of statistical augury, but Tech Brother Abel is adept at this form of appealing to the Deus Mechanicus. Check for anything unusual? It has succeeded. I got 44 experience points. You notice certain repeating patterns in the scrolling columns of runes. You may not know what they mean, but you will clearly see, or rather sense, their similarities. You point these out to Abel, making his face light up with joy. A crystal is exquisite in clear water. Deviation from the cycle's trajectory has been increased, as was Amernat's wish. Yours has, in his vox synthesis like this, upon hearing him to do not recall. Heard before, it sounds full of vibrant energy, and its precise rhythm is nothing short of pleasing to the ear, a rare thing for the language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Okay. Pasqal explains with an inexpressible year of pride. Tech Brother Abel has dedicated a lesser aria to you. The piece is distinguished by a high degree of acoustic harmony, as is fit for use as a motto, auxiliary identifier, or epitaph. I thank you. With a life as eventful as mine, I'm certainly going to need an epitaph at some point. What use could I possibly have to motto? Nod worsely. I thank you for the generous gift. The gift is disproportionate, but it does signify a personal affinity. Inspect the sacred machine? The servitors' heads, their bulky, slow rule. Augmenters cover their skulls like helmets. Binary servants are blank, their eyes are closed, their lips are increasingly whisper what sounds like gibberish. Hundreds of lines of symbols containing information scroll down the cogitator's bridge screen. Abel Heinemann peers at it with a very sharp contrast. Why do you do it? It is how we execute the quest for knowledge in the hope that the Mechanicus machine god grants us an epiphany, so we may discern a logical connection in a mass of absurd data which will propel our comprehension for us. Okay. Turn to Pasqal. Did you hear what Abel said? What does that mean for you? Low guttural sound rises from the depths of us accents as though the planet's tectonic plates are shifting and crushing each other. Mighty aroma brings forth words imbued with power. We follow a path charted by a great mind, but the path leads to dark places. The cycle has the advantage of predictability. Abandoning it will plunge the collective into a perilous space of uncertainty, which will inevitably lead to disasters and the risk of universal annihilation. The doctrine of discontinuing the cycle may herald good things to come, or it may be a death sentence. Only the Omnissiah knows all, and comprehends all. Others are mere prophets who interpret his wisdom as far as their own comprehension permits. Is that not the promise of every heresy? Let's renounce our path, distort our doctrine, head out toward what looks like a better future, but actually only has danger and grief in store for us? Flawed as the status quo is, it helped us survive for the past 10 millennia, therefore it is effective. Better to fight enemies than to rot alive. Not missing it is what it's all about. I'm no prophet. I will not presume to make pronouncements on the future. Oh boy, there's some interesting choices. Disaster is just another word for new opportunity. Not missing it is what it's all about. I'm no prophet. I will not presume to make pronouncements on the future. Although I know what Owlcat's going to make me do, so I could make pronouncements on the future. I'm going to have to go to a planet that I own, and I'm going to have to fight big nasty machine gods, or machine demons, of which I am not prepared to do. But I'll go I'm no prophet, because that's kind of my iconoclast mode, I think. Every analysis has its margin of error, and horrors lurk in these margins. Infinity draws drains from decimal lines and ways from other symbols. Why do you and Pasqal have the same name? I've been wanting to ask that question. The naming of names is not an index to the text. The naming of names is the text. What? Pasqal. Abel's answers can be enigmatic. His mind works differently from ours. He thinks in harmonic imagery and notices the symmetries and proportional relationships in the world around him. Poetry would be the closest analogy to how he perceives and interacts with reality. You will express yourself clearly! Are we overthinking it? It doesn't matter why your names are the same. What matters is that they are the same. Is that what you mean? Let's move on from this. Do you understand what he's referring? I never imagined there could be poets. Soften your tone. Abel, could you please explain what you mean? Never imagined there could be poets? Why not? Technolingua is rhythmical and possesses a broad semantic scope, and some of its more sonorous dialects lend themselves well to individual and symphonic declamation. Do you understand what he's referring to? Negative. However, I will hypothesize. Tech Brother Abel is seeking to convey the idea that our matching identifiers are not the key to some vital data point. They are in and of themselves the vital data point. At this stage of my analysis, I can draw no useful conclusions from this proposition. Are we overthinking it? Doesn't matter why your names are the same. What matters is that they are the same. Is that what you mean? Abel looks sideways at you, and at once his transfixed stupor is gone. At this point in time, the cycle has been broken and reshaped into a rising spiral, as Armament envisioned. On hearing this mentor's name, Pasqal lets out a raspy, static-filled sigh. They are connected. My hypothesis regarding Abel's connection to the Blessed Armament has been confirmed. And how are you feeling, Abel? The running of the priest stares intently at the feet while he says in a halting voice, the running of the Heinrix protocols was bogged down and dissolved in false commands. The filter has separated the correct signals from the incorrect. The running has been restored to its swiftness. Skull speaks softly as though trying to match the inflections of Abel's voice. Tech Brother Abel has passed the diagnostics. The pernicious influence of sacrilegious procedures has been completely eliminated. Statistically, most survivors of a schismatical's infestation are left with severe cognitive impairments. However, Tech Brother Abel's mind, being of a less typical nature, has not been damaged to so great a degree. You are free from resistance, are you not? I trust you pose no threat to my ship. What was flawed, Quiver's voice, his eyes dart around, desperately avoiding eye contact. What was flawed has since been purged, but the shadows of the hunt linger. The cog is dismounted, and no judgment has been made. In the absence of judgment, threat remains. Who will make the judgment? Uh-oh. I will. Pasqal places a McDarnough on Abel's shoulder and repeats his voice, heavy like a wheel tread crushing the dirt underneath. I will make the judgment that will avert the threat. His gaze falls on you. There is no need to frighten him. Judgment you two speak of. He only knows. But if my Tech Brother fears that he might not make the right decision at the critical moment, then I will do it for him. What troubles him? I assumed at first it was that this was caused by the shock inflicted upon us system by the schismatical attack. But my Tech Brother's words are a sign of a deeper reason for his unease. He foresees something that threatens both him and all those around him, and thus I stand ready to face this threat. Care for him as if he were truly your younger brother. Tech Brother Abel is harmonious, and harmony is beauty. It is so strange an urge to protect beauty from the horrors of the grotesque. It's not the one you're hoping to find. No, I am registering a kinship both between our identifiers and one that is more profound. Archmago's armament left an imprint on all his students. It may be, then, that I see some of my mentor in Tech Brother Abel, and so my spirit rejoices and strives to keep him from harm. I will not give him undue cause. Thank you. I must take my leave. Okay. I'm glad to... Yeah. Okay, that was an interesting little conversation. Alright, let's spend the next 15 minutes. Let's just go level up. And then we'll get out of this system and go somewhere else. Right? Alright, I wanted to check my journal. I don't have any classified information. Didn't I do this? Oh, I have to go find yeah, I have to go do those things. Okay. And I've got contracts, which I can't do. I don't have Xenotech, right? I don't have Plasticeel, and I don't have fuel. I haven't found those resources yet. Okay. So I need to just go ahead and do the level ups. Right, bring up the characters. Let's do the level ups. To start with me and work our way down. So I'm the officer / grand strategist. So I just get this. I choose one combat tactics area. Every ally inside that area gains an extra turn with 1 AP and 2 mood points at the start of the grand strategist's next turn. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat tactics area, this AP is increased by +1 up to a maximum of 3, and movement points by +2 up to a maximum of 6. Take and hold, huh? Okay. Well, it's like not like I get a choice. That's what I'm taking. I don't get a choice at this level, huh? The assassin, what does he get? He gets dispatch. The assassin makes an attack with the current weapon against an enemy. His attack cannot miss and deals plus 50% more damage. It also deals additional damage equal to 25% of the target's missing wounds. Assassination's dodge reduction, armor protection, parry reduction are doubled for this attack. So he's got a really good attack and you're trying to do a killing blow. And you're going to do like a whole bunch of damage. Okay. And she is also an assassin, so she's going to get the same thing. You, my dear, are master tactician, so you and Cassia are going to get the same thing. Orchestrated Firestorm. The master tactician selects a 3x3 zone on the battlefield. All allies, including the master technician, that have line of sight to any enemies inside the selected zone, make an immediate single attack against a random enemy within this zone that they can target with their weapons. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is very good. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. That's very, very good. I'm sure everybody's got long-range weapons on their bodies and everybody shoots. Okay, so that's what we get. That's what we get. We don't have a choice. She has the same thing. She doesn't have a choice. And apply that to Cassia. And then Argenta. Argenta is the Archmilitant. She gets steady superiority. Until the end of combat, the Archmilitant can make 1 additional attack each turn, including 1 additional attack on the turn this heroic act was used. The first attack after using this ability and each turn afterward costs 0. Oh, that's a heroic thing. She just gets 2 attacks around? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's insane. And we got a long way to go. Okay, that's those guys. He is the Vanguard. What's the Vanguard get? So Abelard, you get this Unyielding Guard. Until the next turn, the Vanguard attacks each enemy that attacks the Vanguard's allies in a 3-cell radius around the Vanguard. Additionally, until their next turn, the Vanguard always retaliates when attacked. Ooh. Get him surrounded, and he can, like, beat the heck out of everybody. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. And you are the Bounty Hunter. So what do you get? You get for Bounty hunters simply make several attacks. The number of attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equally divided among all prey in the bounty hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and always score critical hits. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Set up for that by dropping 2 or 3 of those prey things on people and hello. You're going to unleash on a bunch of people with that plasma gun of his. Alright. And that should be everybody. Okay. So we're done there. How much time do we have left? Well, we still got 10 minutes left in this session. Shall we go and try and figure out how to get to someplace new? There's something about... Somebody told me... If you go to... this nitwit over here... Is he over here? Heinrix? No, he's not over here. He's over... here. He's on this side. So I've gotten all my advice. I Factotum Janus Danrock. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance? I wish to get in. You shall make the arrangements. It's the name Fiery Reckoning, from what I can tell. It's a void ship of some sort. Janus thinks for a moment, pursing his lips in concentration. I'm afraid it's not immediately familiar to me, your lordship. Please allow me a moment. Starts rapidly tapping on the screen of his data slate. I say House von Lessius did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up a cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. Data log ends there. Apparently the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but this is the extent of the assistance I can provide in regard to this particular matter. Okay, so it verifies the story that the dying priest gave us. Painting the late Todori in my time. Hang my portrait instead? No, not till I get official. I'd like to order shipping and transportation of some goods. I've never done that. Should we try and get a present for her? Oh, let's be stupid. Is she not satisfied with stealing from our coffers? I humbly apologize. Sorry, your lordship, all will be taken care of. Might I ask what you had in mind for your esteemed companion? Given her conspicuous penchant for luxury, the gift needs to be something remarkable indeed. What would you recommend? To go about this with a practical mind, your lordship's domain spans many worlds, both major planets and minuscule colonial outposts, that are nigh insignificant on the scale of Von Valencia's protectorate, but could still bring great fortune to an ordinary person. Give Mistress Hadara's choice of trade. She might quite like the option of retiring to a safe haven whenever the need arises, her own humble demesne, and a place where she won't need to fear the schemes of her vengeful rivals. Okay. I need some time to think that over. That sounds like a... you'll come to the conclusion that your esteemed companion has already benefited plenty from your friendship. Yeah. Alright, I need to get out of here. I shall return later, when I want to try and figure out how to do all that other stuff. We only got a few minutes left, and I want to try and get us at least to another world. So let's go here. The Koronus Expanse. I'm going to take a drink while this is loading up. Oh, that was fast. Okay, and then I have to hit this thing down here. It's going to load me up a new map. I need to get a drink, so hang on a sec. Okay. So from this place, I've got nowhere to go except back to Furibundus. I don't think I have any more routes, do I? can't go anywhere. So I guess I have to go back here. Alright, if I go here without spending a point... I wish to inform you that the sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The techno-liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the voice ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanism differs from other analogous forms. The spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing from the machine god. So what does this mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Okay, I like that. Messiah knows all and comprehends all. Yeah, okay. Can I, like, just go here now? Okay, I've already been in there. So let's go to Sotto's tomb before we go off to someplace really dangerous. And let's visit this place, because we have no charts here. That's the background. You can pause and read these guys' things when they come up. Okay, jeez, Pete, what have I got? I've got space dust. I've got pirates. Bloody heck, I've got pirates. And I've got space dust. Space dust and pirates. Can I get by the pirates and just go to the space dust? What's my time? 27 minutes. Isn't that good? Let's go to space dust. Nope. We're going to run into the pirates. Not going to let me go to the space dust. I just want to go to the space dust. I want to talk to the pirates. So we're going to get into a ship battle. Press the any key. I'm going to have
Let us purge your enemies, rogue trader.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to swap people. Alright, we will put in... I'm going to put a break in here and we'll do the space combat next time. I screwed up. I really wanted to get Jay into... I think it's the Cannoneer's place, so she could have done this. And let me just shoot my missiles out at people and still get to move them. So... this thing's going to be flying like this. This one's going to be flying like this. So I'm going to need to move up and hit this thing. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Okay. We'll do that next time. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. If you really like to see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify bell. Be notified, upload videos, and reschedule streams. I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe, and bye-bye.